Hi everyone, welcome back. So in today's video, we are going to start spring cleaning. We're going to start here in the kitchen. When you just look at the kitchen, it doesn't look too bad, but then when you get up close, you start seeing smudges and food everywhere. When you open the appliances in the kitchen, we definitely have some messes in here. The microwave needed to be cleaned, the oven, the refrigerator was absolutely disgusting. So we are going to be taking care of all that. We're also going to be cleaning the counters. What I mean by that is moving things and cleaning underneath it. We're going to clean the drawers. We're going to do some dusting. We're going to move the appliances and clean behind and underneath them, which is so gross, but it has to be done. So I'm going to start by taking everything out of the fridge from the doors. We did have some spills on the shelves in here, so I wanted to go ahead and get those washed. A little tip, if you're going to be washing the shelves from the doors, go ahead and just try to pile everything inside the fridge the most you can, so that way it's not sitting out on the counter getting warm while you're washing everything. So I'm just going to go ahead and use some Dawn dish soap and just scrub these out really well. I hope y'all are doing well. I hope this video gives you some motivation. I am going to be spring cleaning the rest of the week. We'll see how long it takes. I am taking my time. I am trying to do everything that I can. Next week, I will be starting in the living room and the dining room. We're going to be taking down curtains, washing those. We're going to be cleaning the windows inside and out. Just a ton of work to be done. The weather is nice right now here in Texas, but that is always subject to change quickly. So hopefully it stays nice here. So I did not do a lot of decluttering in this video. I know a lot of people like to add the decluttering in with the spring cleaning. We will be decluttering some spaces in the home. There was a couple of places I probably could have done in the kitchen, but I am saving that for another day. I just did a video not too long ago decluttering and organizing every cabinet, every drawer in the kitchen. So there wasn't much to be done. But I am going to go through at the end of the spring cleaning this year and just make a list of places that need to be touched up again, or maybe I didn't get to before, so that way I make sure I get everything done. But like I said, I am focusing right now on a lot of deep cleaning and dusting, washing everything, getting everything really nice and clean. So I just wanted to say thank you so much. I always do this, but I just want y'all to know how much I appreciate the love and support, the shares, the likes, the comments, everything. It helps me so, so much, and it motivates me to do more, to keep putting videos out for y'all. I see that y'all are really enjoying them. A lot of y'all really love the messy house cleaning, and I appreciate that because the house is usually always a mess. Like I said before, we started with a clean kitchen. I like to start when I'm doing decluttering or deep cleaning. I like it to be relatively clean. So I had cleaned the night before so that way I could wake up and just start in on the deep cleaning. I definitely don't like to do both in one day. If the house is messy, I like to go ahead and get all that cleaned up before I do any kind of decluttering or deep cleaning. So I'm going to go ahead and just clean the fridge. I'm just using some disinfectant wipes right now to clean in here. I didn't want to be spraying anything with the food in the fridge, so I'm just going to do that really quick. I'm going to put these shelves back in. I'm going to kind of organize in here a little bit. I do love a clean fridge. We do not keep a whole lot of stuff in the fridge. I feel like when I go to other people's houses, I feel like their fridges are just stuffed to the max, and I've never liked that in our own home personally. I like to go through the foods, make sure they're not expired. We really only have a few things that we eat all the time. The kids eat a lot of condiments. I don't eat any condiments really. I try to stay away from all that stuff. I just never know what's in it. As y'all know, I'm super sensitive. So for me, it's just eggs and, meat. I do eat pickles from time to time. You can see that I do collect the pickle juice. That is because if I don't eat a lot of carbs, sometimes I do get cramps at night. I have not been having that problem lately though, because I haven't been very strict on myself, but anyways, I usually do just keep very few things in the refrigerator. Most of our stuff is stored in the freezer as far as meat and stuff like that. We don't keep a lot of fruits and vegetables either. I know that sounds weird, but we are more of an animal-based family over here. So, anyways, but the kids do have a few other things that they eat. They don't eat exactly like me, but I do try to keep just whole foods in the house most of the time. If you looked at our pantry, there's no chips, no cereal, no anything like that. But we are definitely not perfect. We do still have our things that, like, you see the chocolate, the strawberry milk, the jelly, stuff like that. I still allow the kids to have some stuff, but they can't just be snacking on chips and stuff like that throughout the day. I don't keep any of that in the house. If they do want something, it's like a special request from the store that we will go grab, but I don't just keep that stuff in the house on hand. So this is how the fridge turned out. A lot a lot cleaner, and like I said, it's very empty, but like I've told y'all, we keep a lot of stuff in the freezers because we do cook a lot of stuff, that's whole foods. I'm gonna go ahead and clean the microwave now. This is the Angry Mama Kitchen Aid, and you just pop her in with some vinegar and water, and what that does is it steams up the microwave and it loosens up anything that's in there, so that way you don't have to spray any chemicals in your microwave. You can get these on Amazon. I will link her down in the description, or I'll put her right here so that way y'all can order one if y'all want. She's very inexpensive, but it's just, I've used it for years now, and you just put it in for 5 minutes, let it heat up. Everything in there, the steam is going to lift that dirt, that grime, that food, whatever the case may be, and it's just going to clean it really well. It's going to make it easy to clean. So we're going to go ahead and put that back in there, and we're just going to keep on cleaning. I don't know if I'm going to talk through the whole video. I promised myself I was going to try to talk more through videos, but it is not easy. Let me tell you, this drawer is the worst. It always gets dirty. um this is where we cook, right here by the stove, so this drawer definitely gets a lot of stuff dropped in here. I am not the only one that cooks. My kids also will cook sometimes. My daughter especially, she's a teenager, so she'll come in and make her some food. The boys, Jeremiah definitely doesn't cook yet, but JC will come heat up food and do stuff like that, or I'll get something going for him, and he really enjoys cooking. So yes, this kitchen is very used. The whole home is very lived in. I get comments about that all the time, but yes, we do live here. We do use everything, and it does get messy. I do when I clean. Some people think that I overly clean. I definitely do not. I just like to keep the appearance up, but when it comes to deep cleaning like this, I only do this once every few months. So it definitely builds up a lot of stuff. So I have been using the scraper blade to clean the oven for years as well. I just use some vinegar with Dawn dish soap spray with some baking soda, and I just make sure it's very saturated. Come in and scrape everything off. It's just so much easier for me to do it this way. I know that the oven also has self-clean. I don't really use self-clean that often, but I do just enjoy doing it this way. That way I'm not using another harsh chemical. I cannot breathe in that oven spray cleaner. It's great. It works great, but it I can't do it. I can't do it. So this is the way I clean my oven. I have friends ask me about this all the time, but I just get one of these blades. You can get them at the dollar store. You can get them anywhere, and just scrape it out, and it's good as new again. So that's how I usually clean the oven. And it was definitely in need because it was starting to smoke whenever we would use it. I am going to pull it out. I haven't done this in a while. I clean behind here more than I do the fridge. So this wasn't too terribly bad. I do need to buy some of those things that go along, like the little rails, so that way the food doesn't drop in between the oven and the cabinet, because it gets so gross over here. I do cook a lot. Like I said, I make a lot of eggs, I make a lot of bacon, I make a lot of hamburger meat, a lot of steaks. So it definitely gets pretty greasy and nasty in this area. I always tell myself I'm going to make a better habit of doing this more often, but it does get tiring, and you're just constantly cleaning every day. You really don't want to do all this deep cleaning, but it would definitely help if I would do it more often, I'm sure. This was not as bad as it was when I pulled out the fridge. Y'all are gonna see that in a minute. It was so gross under there because the last time I tried to pull the fridge out, I felt like I couldn't, but it was apparently just hung up on something because my husband was like, "The fridge has wheels." So he pulled it out the other day and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can do that." So I'll definitely be doing that more. I didn't know that I was able to just pull the fridge out so easily, but like I said, it was gross this time when I did it.
I just wanna hold you. I just wanna look into your eyes and tell you that I want you. You know you make
So
me
if some of you aren't aware, this is a double wide and we live in the country and we're surrounded by fields, by farmland. So we do get little critters every now and then, and we try to just get rid of them immediately, but sometimes they're sneaky and we don't even know they're there. So we had one a while back in the laundry room, and I guess it was running under this counter line and coming behind the fridge because it had a mess under here. It was so gross. There's nothing that grosses me out more than mice or rats. We've never had a rat in the house. I don't even know how I would react to that. I would have to probably leave until it is out of the house because I just can't. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this with some vinegar and Dawn dish soap as well, get it disinfected. It was gross, and like I said, we do have this foam here because there was little holes, I guess, from the wiring. So we wanted to seal those up. And like I said, I can now pull this out more to make sure nothing's back here and just to make sure we keep it really clean. Because when you think about it, you're cooking in here, you're doing everything in here. It is important to make sure that it's sanitary and you don't have all this stuff. Like I said, I had no idea all this was under here, but it made me want to make sure I pull these out and clean under them more because it's just gross. And now I was cleaning the broom with a disinfectant wipe. I'm going to go ahead and now I'm going to start cleaning the outside of the appliances. The only thing that I didn't pull out was the dishwasher. Hopefully tomorrow my husband will be off and he will be able to pull that out and take a look at it, see if we can get it going. That's like my number one priority this weekend. So hopefully that gets done. I still get so many comments about that because I wash the dishes and I put them in the dishwasher to dry. And people think that I'm washing the dishes and putting them in the dishwasher and washing them again. And that is not the case. Definitely not the case. I'm just putting them in there to dry until the dishwasher is fixed again. So I do clutter things back here on this back cabinet. I wanted to clear all that stuff off, and I wanted to just make sure the counters were as clear as possible before I started taking everything and moving it and cleaning under there. I also wanted to clean the cabinets before I like to work my way down. So the first thing we did was clean everything out on the inside, and then we pulled out the appliances and cleaned behind and underneath them. And now I'm just going to go through and get these cabinets cleaned. They do get dusty. They're white, so they show everything. And I know it doesn't come up on camera all that often, but it's definitely filthy. Like I said, this is a house that's very lived in, and we have animals. There's just a lot going on all the time. So I needed to come through and wipe these down really quick. I'm using the Murphy oil soap. That is what is actually suggested in the paperwork when we bought the double wide. They gave us papers on how to clean it, and they actually said that Murphy oil soap is the best to use for the cabinets to give them that shine, that luster back, and it also cleans really well because it's an oil. So, and I love the way Murphy oil soap smells. It smells so fresh. It doesn't really smell like a chemical to me. It just smells really fresh. So I love that. But whenever I'm deep cleaning, I do like to move everything from the counters, make sure we clean the backsplash off a little bit, and just make sure we get all those little crumbs that go under everything. Just get all of those off of there.
time I'm down, yeah, you make me smile. You're the solution. You are, you are, you are, you are, you are, you are, you are. You are the solution. You are the solution. You are, you are, you are, you are, you are, you are, you are. You are the solution.
Also using just disinfectant wipes to pretty much clean everything and wipe everything down. Right now, I am using the Murphy oil soap again, and we're just dusting these lights up here. They do collect a lot of dust. I'm going to go ahead and finish wiping down the rest of the cabinet doors. They get a lot dirtier on this side of the kitchen. The side of the kitchen that I was just cleaning, there's not a ton of traffic over there, but these have the glasses and the plates and the cups and the bowls and everything in them, so they do get really, really dirty. Plus, this is the side that we cook on. So I wanted to come up here and clean all up around the ceiling, all in the corners. We had a few little spider webs built up. We have a covered porch right beyond this kitchen. So if we have the light on at night, it does attract a lot of bugs, and they do sometimes get into the kitchen. And then I have to go back and clean them like around the corners and everything. It's just a mess. But it does feel so, so good to have all of this done. And it really makes a huge difference when you come through and really, really tackle the things that you don't think about often or that you're just too tired to get to. And like I said, my advice is to make sure you start with it pretty clean on the surface so that way you can get in there and spend most of your energy cleaning the deep end stuff that you don't clean every day. So it does take a lot, but it's definitely worth it. And I think it's something that we need to do a few times a year to make sure everything gets really, really clean. Of course, with the countertops, I do move stuff like this often. Sometimes I get in just these cleaning modes where I deep clean without even thinking about it. So it doesn't get too bad, but there are places, like I said, that I neglect and I don't get to all the time.
Reason why I feel like I can fly. Thinking about you day and night. I love it when you kiss me, love it when we touch. Every time I'm down, yeah, you make me smile. You're the solution.
I also think that cleaning your decor is a good idea if you can just dust it off, or if you can wash it, even better. Like I'm washing these little lamps that I have. It really does make a difference. It adds a shine, and you don't notice it. Like I said, every day you don't really notice it, but when you're deep cleaning, you definitely want to focus on the things like this more. So a good dusting and just wiping everything down, adding some shine makes all the difference in the world.
I just wanna look into your eyes. You know you make me feel like I'm alive. You are, you are, you are, you are, you are, you are, you are. You are the solution. You are the solution. You are, you are, you are, you are, you are, you are, you are. You are the solution. You are the solution. I wanna hold your hand. You're everything that I desire.
So now that we got the middle done, all the counters, the backsplash, wiped everything down that was on the counters, we are going to go ahead and do the last part and clean the bottom parts of the cabinets. These are the worst. They get the most traffic. They get the most fingerprints, just all kinds of stuff on these lower cabinets down here. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. Use some Murphy oil soap and wipe those down really good. Get in the corners. Try to get the handles really well. Just get everything nice and clean. And then we are going to head over and work on the island as well. The island also gets a lot of traffic. The color of it, though, hides pretty much everything, so it's not a huge deal. We're also going to clean the appliances over here. This dishwasher is just always a filthy mess from us washing dishes and just throwing them in there. The water drips down. It's just always a mess over here. But it felt, like I said, it just feels like a brand new kitchen once I'm done doing all this.
Living for my dream. So baby, stay with me.
I am going to go ahead and wipe down the stools as well. I'm going to be painting those again. They're just, the black is rubbing off, but I do have some furniture paint that I'm going to try and just paint those black again to get them nice and fresh. My husband brought home some other stools, but we haven't had a chance to refinish them or anything, so they're just kind of sitting in the furniture graveyard out there in the barn. That's what I call it. It's just a lot of furniture that we have all these ideas for that we're going to redo, and then we never really get to it. But anyways, I've always liked these stools here. They're just very simple and light and, just a nice little touch. They fit under the bar perfectly, so that way they're not in the way. I've always liked having these. I got these when we first got the home. It was so, so long ago, but they've held up really well. They were a silver, what is it called? They had like a more country farmhouse look to them, but I did decide to paint them black to just give it an extra pop. I do have some little black details in the home, and I just kind of like to bring everything together in some kind of way. Not everything matches in my home perfectly, but I do like to kind of draw it all together when I can.
like a toilet.
The trash smelled horrific. I don't know what was in there, but I wanted to go ahead and wipe down the trash can with some disinfectant wipes as well. I do this most of the time when I clean. Usually, if I'm not tired, I will go ahead and just clean the trash can really quick, just because it's another thing. It's in the kitchen. It's the only convenient place to have it, but I don't like it to get all gross and nasty, but it does really quickly. So I do clean this often.
I thought about it when you asked me, where would I go? Like if there was just one place I could choose, where would I go? Now I know.
So the AC vent is right behind this door, like y'all have seen back here before, but it draws so much dust and debris to this door over here. So I wanted to go ahead and give it a good dust. There used to be a screen on that door, but my husband put chicken wire because the screen, the kids would pop through it. So it's just been working well with the chicken wire over here. It just kind of gives it a little farmhouse aesthetic. I've been thinking about painting it black. I think that would look really slick, and I might even do that after I get done with all the spring cleaning. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and sweep the floor really quick, and then we are going to mop. I actually used bleach to mop. I couldn't believe it, but I was out of Pine Sol and I just wanted everything to feel really clean and disinfectant. So it was nice to go ahead and do that. It might be something that I start doing more often. I'm not sure yet. Just a little bit of bleach, not a ton, but it did clean the floor really well. And like I said, the kitchen feels so good. It feels brand new again. And like I said, when I first started, you couldn't really tell how dirty it was until you really got in there and started looking. So don't believe everything you see on the internet. Our homes are just as lived in as y'all's are. They're not perfect. They're not spotless. We have our hidden areas that are absolutely filthy. And like I said, we live here, we do things, we get busy, and the house does get away from us every now and then. But like I said, I'm so excited to start the spring cleaning and to get it all done. And I hope y'all enjoy it too. I hope y'all enjoyed today's video, and I will see you on the next one. I love you all so much. Take care of each other. Bye, guys.